Hello, everyone. Andy Jacob here with the DotCom magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series. Wow. Wait till you hear who I have on the show today. What a great show. You know, everybody knows who watches the DotCom magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight show. We love health. We love nutrition. Everybody on the team, you know, we're always trying to do our best to work out, to take supplements, to eat right. And, you know, my team said to me, hey, Jake, you know, there's a gentleman that's an amazing entrepreneur. He's the CEO and founder of a company called Youtheory. I mean, we see his what he's manufacturing everywhere throughout the world. We have to try and get him on the phone, on the show. And I said, yeah, let's reach out to Darren Rude and see if we can get him on the show. And look at what we've done. We've been able to bring Darren Rude, the founder and CEO of Youtheory, on the show. I mean, he manufactures, packages, and ships some of the finest products in the world, throughout the world. But I'm going to sort of tease it a little bit for you right now. I'm going to let Darren tell you what he does. You probably know about his products, and then we're going to get into it. So, Darren, welcome to the DotCom magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, listen, I know you're a third generation sort of grocery industry expert. I know you're grandfather, you know, sort of started in the food business many, many years ago. And here you are. I mean, you're manufacturing so many incredible products, but let's pull the lens back to 30,000 feet and let's talk about what you're doing right now at Youtheory.
Yeah, we are running across the globe as fast as we can, putting our brand throughout the world. We just opened up Taiwan and China and Korea, and we're working on Australia and New Zealand. So we have, made our mark in the U.S. and moving across and North America, and now moving across the world. We have offices in.
I love it.
Yeah, we have offices in London and in Tokyo, and distribution centers.
I love it. It's absolutely incredible. Of course, the Youtheory line of health supplements are really sold in over, at last count, 60,000 retail locations worldwide. You have an international distribution in the United Kingdom, France, Japan, Spain, Puerto Rico, and others as well. When we think about it, you know, let's give the viewers a little bit of an idea of how long you've been doing this, because they're going to say to themselves, wow, I mean, what an entrepreneurial journey. You know, this Darren, he really knows how to lead a great company with all of these retail locations. And, you know, the Youtheory line of health supplements are really a leader in the field worldwide.
Yeah, so it's generational. I learned how to distribute really grocery as I grew up around my grandfather. And so it became natural to me when I got in the supplement side to be able to hit the retailers, the relationships that were already created throughout the world, and be able to give them a great product. And so, you know, there's when you're building a business and you need to launch a new brand, there's a lot of trust involved, a lot of relational business. And so, you know, when somebody already trusts that you're going to put great products in a bottle, they're going to put it on their shelf, and it's a lot easier than walking in and them not knowing who you are.
Yeah, it's so powerful. And of course, this is what we call a lifestyle brand, and you're really on a mission to inspire wellness and all. I love that so much. One of the things, Darren, that of course you become known for, your company's been known for, are the ingredients. And of course, you know, we know that, you know, a product is only as good as its ingredients. So let's talk about that a little bit. What has inspired you to make the ingredients the number one thing, or one of the number one things that you think about every day when you wake up in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in the supplement industry, there's a lot of product out there that, I mean, they don't meet label claim, and they're being chased all the time by the FDA and NSA. And so we wanted to come out with a product that I would take, that, you know, I would, you know, give to my mother and, you know, tell her, look, this is the Rolls Royce of nutrition. And so, you know, we go to the farms. We're really into the India and getting out there and walking the farms and making sure I pull turmeric out of the ground and check it. And then, you know, throughout all our other ingredients is the same thing. We don't run to China like a lot of manufacturers, and try to get the lowest price product we can. Our quality is first. We know what's in the bottle. We know what's on the label. And, it's like our turmeric. Our turmeric's just, comes out of India from a company called Sabinza that we have partnered with. And this product is the best turmeric you can purchase.
Yeah, I think it's just so powerful. I call it from farm to shelf. And of course, you're committed. Your company has really become known for really committing to the best in class manufacturing process. I mean, you guarantee purity and potency. And of course, you have traceability of every product that's made and put on the retail shelf. I love that so much. When you think about the people using your products, is there a certain group of people, or can you sort of give us a general idea of who most uses your products at Youtheory?
Yeah. What's amazing is in the last couple of years, especially with COVID, we've seen a whole shift. We were focused on more of an athletic person, healthy person, somebody that would go into the natural food store in order to get their organic foods and, all around health. And we weren't supplying, we jumped into NASCAR, by the way, about 6 years ago. It started, having a car and everything. And we're running into people that had never taken supplements, never thought about taking supplements. And we are educating them on what they needed to do. Now you go to a NASCAR race and you've got, 50% to 60% of the people walk up to you and they take supplements now. And, they didn't know what a zinc was or a turmeric or a collagen. And you would have to educate them, especially, when we first got into Costco, or even a Walmart. Those people that were walking into the warehouse or walking into a retail store, they didn't know what supplements were. They had to have somebody in the store, like a doctor or a pharmacist, sharing with them what they should take when it comes to supplements. Now it's all over the place. Everybody, if you were to ask somebody today about vitamin C or zinc, they know what that is, and they're probably taking it.
Yeah, they know about it. And of course, you've got the Youtheory racing. I mean, that's got to be such a great, marketing approach to get the word out there. You've been doing that, I believe, since 2014, perhaps. That's really great. So when you go out into the community and people know, what you do, and of course, we want to get a little bit into also some of the great things you do for the community, both in the United States and across the world, to change the world and make it a positive place. Do you look at yourself sort of as the brand ambassador? What's your mind where does your mind take you as the CEO of this brand?
Well, first and foremost, we wanted to take the brand to people's passion. So when it came to a NASCAR race or Country Thunder Music Festival, Angels baseball, Major League Baseball. And we decided that if we brought the brand to their passion, they would intermingle, and they would remember that Youtheory is part of their passion. And so it's worked for us really well, getting out to the runs and getting out to, all the athletic events that we can. We sponsor a couple of surfers that are in the top 5 in the world. And so we're running around. If you go to a surf event all throughout the world, you'll see Youtheory there. And we're sponsoring either the event and the pros. So with that, we also wanted to make sure that we help the community. And one of the big ones was that we showed up in India years ago, and we noticed that the villages weren't getting enough water. So we were importing water to the farmers, and we were teaching the farmers how to irrigate their fields. We decided that every 2 trucks we brought to a farm, we'd bring 1 to the village. And on top of that, what we noticed was the kids weren't getting the proper education because the farmers didn't have enough money for the schools. So we decided that we could supplement and add to the schools. So with Sabinza, we were able to hire principals, an extra teacher, and buy curriculum. And these kids now, we've been 4 and 5 years out of doing this, because we do black pepper too. We do ashwagandha from India. And these kids are all now going to college, and they weren't doing that years ago. it's exciting to see the transformation. And then when it comes to Africa, we're able to help people with seeding for their farms. We're able to, we have a couple of orphanages there that are Youtheory orphanages. And so all in Kitale, Kenya. And so we're running around the world. And as we work with our farmers, we're also helping to give back to the communities that we're able to farm in.
Yeah, you're doing so much great work. It's one of the things that I feel that, you probably are most proud about. But there's another thing that you're very proud about, and that's your team. That's the people that work at Youtheory. So let's talk about that a little bit. How important is it when you build a world-class company like you've been able to build to have the right team behind you?
Yeah, it's critical. And, we've had people here, 10, 20 years. And so, in fact, our production leader is started, believe it or not, at 12 years old. His dad was my production manager, and he would come in after school and empty the trash and earn a little extra money from his dad. And so he's been here and around us since he was 12. And so, now, crazy enough, he's hitting late 30s. And so has a family of his own of 5 girls. And it's always wonderful to see your team prosper and have a great lifestyle. But yeah, we all work hard and we enjoy. And, all our team runs out to the fields. They run out to the projects that we do, whether it's orphanage or building, a place that, a well, that's what I'm getting at. A well in, Africa. We don't do wells in India. They have their own, but so, it's great to take like a marketing director that's been working here for a long time and go, how would you like to take your family and run over to Africa or India and do some work for a couple of weeks? And so we do that often. We like doing it. It changes, the team member. They come back totally charged. But along with that, we have, our offices are all set up. So every department has their own kitchen and sitting area, like a living room, and they kick back and you'll walk in there and they'll be strategizing. They're not all in little cubicles. They're having a good time. We purposely put our building in Irvine next to a park, and they're able to walk literally to a 2,500 foot mountain behind a hill, or I don't know what you'd call it, 200,000 or 2,500 feet, but they're able to hike that if they want to, and bike it. And so we have a lot of activities around our building, and you see a lot of people walking, not just from our company, but from the companies around us. So, we really strategize on exercise and eating properly. And we, every employee is able to get free product every month and take the supplements that we manufacture. And so they're a product of the product, all of us.
I love it. A product of the product. Everybody loves it so much. And for the younger entrepreneurs watching the show, I want you to focus in on this next question, because, when you look at a company like Darren's that's worldwide, it's a leader, you wonder yourself, maybe as a young startup entrepreneur, like, what does Darren do all day? Well, I know that Darren is personally involved in really all aspects of the company. I mean, including sales, marketing, product distribution, product development. What does your day look like? I mean, it sounds like, you need 28 hours in the day just to get through what you're doing. I mean, how do you manage to sort of keep, running the business, but yet have enough time to do everything else you're doing, including all the wonderful work you're doing in Africa and in America, helping so many people?
Yeah, well, I'm a hands-on CEO, and I'll start in with my mornings with other countries. So, I'll be in Europe on the phone and on Zoom calls from our Europe office, 5 a.m. And I have a passion of doing it. I've got a lot of friends over there in France and Spain. And so, like even right now, this week, we're launching what Costco calls as the fence which is right when you walk into Costco. So we're making sure that all those, what they call end caps, the big displays, get into the stores. So I'll start there, and then I'll look through my emails and see what's going on and answer them. And a lot of times I'll have some from Asia, and then I'll answer those. And I try to get back to our customers if they're, a lot of the buyers have my cell phone and they have my email, and they'll email me if there's an issue, or even if they just want to chat. I'm friends with all of them still. I don't have it where, I'm 3 or 4 removed from our buyers. And so even when it comes to Sprouts, one of our key buyers there, we're good friends and go to races together and enjoy living life together. And, the founders of Sprouts, I've been friends with since I was a teenager. So I've got a lot of relationships that I still, I'm a relationship guy. So if, most of my days are spent just, talking to people and getting around, but I'm a guy that will end up, at 11 o'clock in one of the clean rooms, one of the cappy machines or one of the tablet machines, or even on the bottling line. I'll gown up, I'll get in there, because I always want to know, your team won't respect you if you don't know how to do their job. You weren't part of their job at one time. If you walk in and you don't even know what they're doing, and you try to lead them, they're not going to be led. So they know, my team knows that I can run every machine in my clean room. I'm probably one of the best forklift drivers in our building. So I literally at times miss it. I grew up on a forklift. I'll literally get on a forklift and load a truck every now and then. And if I don't do that and they don't see me do it, then, they don't respect you. And when you try to explain to, I'll walk by, I'll see somebody loading a truck wrong. I'll give him a few pointers so he doesn't get hurt. But if he doesn't know that I know how to do that, he won't respond, and he won't trust and let me lead him.
Wow, that's so powerful about leadership. For the entrepreneurs watching the show, rewind what Darren just said. It was sort of a little mini Harvard MBA you just received about leading from the front and building the corporate culture from the top. Now, I know you've only cut out a certain amount of time. I really have one last question about entrepreneurship. But of course, you launched Nutrawise in 2010, and then you created the Youtheory brand of supplements. And I think your top selling products right now are the collagen advanced and of course, the turmeric that we mentioned, the extra strength. And, they're all over the world. But when we think about entrepreneurship, Darren, we have a lot of younger entrepreneurs watch the show. They're working real hard, and perhaps, they hit a roadblock. Maybe they hit a pothole in the road, Darren. Maybe they hit a wall that they can't through. Maybe they freeze in the frame because they just haven't been through it. So just with the remaining time that you cut out for me, I'm hoping you might be able to share for the younger entrepreneurs watching the show about what it takes to get through those roadblocks, what it takes as an entrepreneur to get through the tough times and come out the other side, having, be thankful that you were able to be presented with such a tough thing that you were able to get through.
Yeah, it really helps when you have like-minded people around you. I always say what you think about, you become. And so it's always in the back of my head. So I always want to make sure that I'm surrounded by a group of people that can really help me. And when I get into a situation where I don't really have the answer, I'd like to be able to call 5 or 6 guys or gals that could come up with some answers. But at the same time, I really, jump into reading. And, one of the books that I picked up again just not so long ago, I did about 20 years ago, and it really did a difference in the way I act every day. And that's, Ogmandino's series, The Greatest Salesman in the World, even for a CEO. It's a great, it's a 6-month book where you read a scroll every day. And once you get through that, you change as a leader and as a business person, and, as yourself, you think differently. And another one, Stephen Covey books. I'm really, my whole life, I've really focused on the 4 quadrants, and I make sure that my time isn't stolen, because as a CEO, if you're running a large company, you can have people steal your time constantly. I remember at the very beginning of, when somebody's going to launch a company these days, they like to go out and find capital, and they'll raise capital, and they might have 10, they might have 20 people businesses that come and invest. Well, what those investors will do to you is they'll want to have lunch with you about every 2 or 3 weeks. And I remember when I launched my company, I didn't have that many investors. Most of them were good friends of mine. And when I did it, they all were so excited about the business growing, and they wanted to be part of it. So they wanted to spend time with me. I sat them all down about 6 months into doing the business, and I said, here's the deal. You and I could have lunch every day or every week. And if I have lunch with all of you throughout the year, I will never build the business. And we're going to be sitting here having lunch, wondering when we're going to build the business. So I'm not having lunch with you guys anymore. And I'm going to go build the business. And they're like, you're right. Okay, go have some fun. And, all our investors way at the beginning are pretty blessed when it comes to their, what they made off of the Youtheory brand.
Yeah, it's so great. And I wanted to thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you and your wife, Patty, do so many great things in the local community and in the international community. And, you're a leader, and gosh almighty, I want to bring you back on the show just to talk about the entrepreneurial journey, because we don't have time today. I know you've only sliced out a certain amount of time, but there's so much to learn from what you've done. And even the fact that you get on the forklift and you show and you lead by example. And that's a powerful lesson for anybody watching the show. Take Darren's lead. He's built an amazing company with great people. And of course, probably the world-class product that's available. So Darren, thank you so much for coming on the .com magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight show today. This has been remarkable.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.